It sounds a little bit like lip service. Of course, that was Hillary Clinton last night, struggling to effectively answer questions about all the cash she's gotten from Wall Street. You know those evil folks? Well, check a look at this. That list alone is $21 million, to be specific. Now Hillary's campaign has postponed two financial industry fundraisers, at least until the New Hampshire primary is over. Joining me now, Lee Carter, Richard Goodstein, and Crystal Wright, author of Con Job, How Democrats Gave Us Crime, Sanctuary Cities, Abortion, Profiteering, and Racial Division. All right, Crystal, what do you think? You buying Hillary's comments there?
All I can do is laugh. I'm surprised she didn't look at Anderson Cooper and say, what difference does it make? What difference does it make, all that money I made? Look, she said, Hillary, here's the thing, sweetheart. You are so in it for the money, and before you're going to break up Wall Street, you're in bed with Wall Street. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if people are going to. Richard, here's the thing: the Democrats do have a dilemma here. Obviously, the socialist swan song of Bernie Sanders is resonating. He's already pulled Hillary Clinton over to the left, and how can she effectively usurp some of that, and by the same token, and be this deep into the hole to Wall Street?
Yeah. So here we are, Charles, on a business channel that is grounded in capitalism. And the complaint is what? That Hillary is taking what the market will bear? I mean, listen, if it was the case that she was taking positions in favor of Dodd-Frank or in favor of the carried interest loophole, yeah, then you could say she was bought and paid for. But the worst you can say here is that she was paid for, but not bought, because the fact of the matter is the Financial Times is running headlines that Wall Street is scared to death about Hillary's tax plan. Paul Krugman, the scion of the left, is saying that her plan towards Wall Street is much stronger than Bernie Sanders. So actually, I think this is much ado about. I understand why people are making an issue about it, but trust me, it's not going to resonate in a general election campaign, unlike some of the things that the Republicans are saying about other Republicans. Well, her being too close to Wall Street is not going to be a liability in the fall, I guarantee you.
Lee, you know it resonates with voters. And there's no way in the world, particularly with all of the odd coincidences that when she was Secretary of State and the spike in fees that Bill Clinton received for speaking engagements, it does not pass the smell test.
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. I think 100% the most effective attack against Hillary outside of the emails and Benghazi is her ties to Wall Street. There is such a hatred among people of Wall Street, of the greed, of the symbols associated with it. It makes her seem like a complete hypocrite. One of Hillary's biggest challenges out there is that people don't think that she's authentic and they don't trust her. This gives them one more reason to say, you know what, there's something squirrely about it. And if I were advising her, I would have said, you know what, my job as Secretary of State and President of the United States would be to talk to people all day long that I disagree with, that I can make relationships with. And that was my job here. That's what I was out there doing. She just went about it all wrong.
You know, Crystal, a lot of folks in Hillary's camp are saying after New Hampshire, she's got this so-called firewall, begins in South Carolina because of the black vote. That's sort of the crux of your book, the Democrats taking the black vote for credit. Could she be making a mistake this time?
No, look, Bernie Sanders has locked down the white Democrat vote. He has zero black support. I mean, there were two articles in the Washington Post today about that. And Benjamin Jealous, who was the former head of the NAACP, has endorsed Bernie Sanders. So, you know, he's endorsed Bernie Sanders, but he's the only one. You know, right now she's leading among all minority Democrat voters, I think by 40% to Bernie. Look, over and over again, we see the Democrats take the black vote for granted, and I think it's right there waiting on the table for Republicans to go after, but only one Republican is going after that vote. It's Donald Trump. We've talked about this before, and I think, you know, they're just missing an opportunity.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.